Welcome back to this adventure. The posse lost to the darkness and could not defeat the War Shaman before the darkness escaped. So they have found their way back out of the mines, exhausted, tired. They have a couple mutations amongst them. The saloon girl was KO'd, and really the U.S. Marshal and the saloon girl were thinking, we're going to retire. Let's just get out of here, go to town, let's find a place and settle down together. The bandito and the lawman, they're not done yet. They think they need to go out and still fight evil. Bandito still has vengeance in his heart over his daughter and the werewolves, and the lawman, he just is a lawman. But as they exit the mine, they see that the Black Fang tribe has basically razed the land and there are no towns nearby. And for that reason, they're going to have to go on straight into the next adventure. But before that, there is some housekeeping to do. Before they left the mines the last time, each of them got 5 darkstone, which means they need 5 more corruption hits each. And I messed up, and the saloon girl actually should have had an injury and not a mutation. So the first thing we'll do is roll for her injury on the injury chart. So a 4. She has a mangled hand. She can have 1 less hand for equipping items each turn, and two-handed weapons may still be used, but they cannot get a critical hit. And well, I'm afraid that might be a really bad thing. Nope, her trusty axe is a single-handed weapon. That is good. Alright, so mangled hand for the saloon girl. Next is each of them need to take 5 corruption hits because of the 5 extra darkstone from the depth track last time. So we'll start with the saloon girl. So does she take corruption hits? So she takes 3 corruption hits. And can she save any of them? So she saves 2. So she takes 1 more corruption, which after taking her mutation, that actually drops her to 2, or this brings her up to 2 corruption. And she has a max corruption of, hers is very high. I think it's 6 or 7. Alright, so let's just go. Here's the lawman. Does he take corruption hits? Ooh, he takes 4 corruption hits. So he may end up with a mutation. So he takes 2 corruption, and I think that is enough for him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that is enough for him to take a mutation. So let's go ahead and roll for his mutation. Let me pull out the mutation chart. They're all going to be taking mutations. Alright, so red is the 10s, white are the 1s place. So 33, that's the same one that the bandito got. So tail with a face. Your tail talks to you in hushed demonic whispers, curling around to speak in your ear. Anytime you take 1 or more sanity damage from a source, you take 1 extra sanity damage. Okay. Now, let's move on to the bandito. How many does he take? He takes 3 corruption hits. And he only takes 1 corruption. And after his mutation, that's his only corruption. And now last but not least, the U.S. Marshal. And he takes 3 corruption hits. Can he save them? He saves 1. He does not take a mutation because he is only up to 3 corruption. So that is it for the corruption and correcting the madness into a wound. And let me write those down real quick. And then every one of these guys leveled up. So we're going to level them up here in just a minute. Okay, so time to level up. We're going to start with the saloon girl. then we'll go to the Bandito, then we'll go to the U.S. Marshal because they're in the City of Ancients rulebook, and then I'll switch over to the rulebook for Swamps of Death to get to the Lawman. So, Sloom Girl is actually going up to level 5. So, first thing we need to do is roll for her free upgrade bonus. So, free upgrade bonus, number 5. +1 strength or +1 agility, and gain D6 health and sanity any mix. Alright, so let's do her strength or agility. Well, her agility is 4, her strength is 1, so why don't we give her some extra strength. Now let's roll for her D6 of health or sanity, any mix. Please be a high number. 4. Alright, so her current health is 22 and her current sanity is 19. So why don't we give her... Oh, she's going to take all that extra sanity. We're going to give it all to her in sanity. So her sanity is now going to be up to 23. Alright, so the next step in this process is to then figure out what her upgrade is going to be. Alright, so currently her upgrades, she's already taken Spunky, Gentle Manner, Spunky, and Witty Retort. So she could do Rough and Tumble, which she can use regular guns and she has 3+ health. Or she could do, she's got the Witty Retort, so she could go down and get Hidden Pouch, carry 2 extra tokens in her side bag, and her side bag tokens are hidden. I think we're going to go with Rough and Tumble for the extra 3 health, and she can use a regular gun. And I think there are some extra pistols running around this posse, so she should be okay. Alright, so now we're going to go to the Bandito. Now the Bandito is level 3, so he's just going up to level 4. But let's roll for his upgrade bonus. His upgrade. 12. Cunning Plan. When rolling to steal gold from a location in town, you may now steal $50 for every 5+ rolled on the test. Well, that was kind of worthless. Alright, so he's got Cunning Plan, and then his upgrade. So he's already taken Sinister Laugh and Twitch, each which gave him an extra grit. Lovable Scoundrel, he gains double XP on all loot and scavenge cards and +1 spirit. Or he can go back to the first level on something. Strong Arm can double the range for throwing explosives. Barrage, he can use a grit to gain +1 shot with each gun. Or Swinging Fist, as an attack, use a grit to roll 3 combat against every adjacent model. You know what, he's going to do Lovable Scoundrel, because hopefully he can get down to the Won't Stay Dead. So at the start of each turn, heal a wound on a d6 roll of 4+. So we're going to go to Lovable Scoundrel, and he gets +1 to Spirit for that. And he gets double experience on his loot and scavenge. And now to the U.S. Marshal. What does he get on his upgrade bonus? Number 9. A extra side bag token capacity and d6 health and sanity, any mix. So 3. So the Marshal is at 16 health and 13 sanity. So I think we're just going to make him 16 and 16. Alright, so for his skills, he's done the double shot. Well, he comes with the double shot shotgun. He's got Cleaning Up the West. He of course comes with Story to Tell. That's he gains an extra movement for each turn equal to his lore, so he's already got that, and he's got backup plan, which is down that same roll, which means he can recover a grit on 6 as well as 1. And he has focus, which lets him shoot anywhere. So he can either go hunter, at the start of each turn choose an enemy keyword, and you're +1 damage against those enemies, or saddlebags. You can carry extra 4 tokens in your side bag, and your side bag tokens are hidden. No shame in it. Once per turn he can take a corruption hit to use a dark stone instead of a grit. Or look out, once per turn choose another hero within 2 spaces, and that hero can reroll a single defense roll that they failed. If I take this hunter card, where he can choose the keyword to be +1 damage, the next one is dead or alive, and he can use 2 grit to get rid of a darkness or growing dread card. Does he want the extra saddlebags, or does he want the keyword for +1 damage? Well, if he takes the saddlebags and then he goes to the next level from that, it's a willpower 3+. So I think he's going to go with the saddlebags. So he can get an extra 4 tokens in his side bag, and they're hidden. Not that that helps him right now, because they can't go buy anything. Alright, and he's up to level 5 as well. And then last but not least is the Lawman, who he will go up to level 4. And then the Lawman's upgrade. Give him a good one. Ooh, a 2. Vendetta. Choose an enemy keyword. From now on, anytime you collect XP from those enemies, you collect an extra 10. Ooh. That's a hard one. Alright, I'll have to think about which one he's going to pick. Alright, now for his upgrade. He's already taken strong leadership. Oh no, he has that already. Fair warning, which is hits or +1 to damage to any enemies that have already activated. I keep forgetting to use that one. And long arm of the law, which gave him +1 combat, +1 strength, and +1 max grit. He's going to just keep going right down that same one and take learning to live with it. Once per turn, when you kill an enemy, heal D6 sanity and you gain a spirit. So I think for the Lawman, we're just going to do Demon as his vendetta. I was going to do Beast because it all started with the werewolves, but he's got the Beast Hunter rifle, so he's going to go with the Demon because the demons have really been causing him a lot of problems. Between the Demon and the Undead, didn't know which way I wanted to go, but because it's the darkness and the demons are coming through the void, I think the demons versus void. So we'll go with Demon. What the heck. Alright, well that is everything there. Now the only thing left to do is determine where they go next. Well, the U.S. Marshal and the Saloon Girl wanted to retire. They've got so much Darkstone between them that they really thought that they'd be able to make a nice, easy life for themselves. But since there are no towns to go to, they're going to have to see what they end up. They're going to wander aimlessly until they find some way to get out of this mess. So, 5. That is Swamps of Death Mines. Let's see if we do a mission pack or an enemy pack. Nope, we are doing straight up Swamps of Death Mines. Alright, so let's look at the mission type. It's a Swamps of Death mission. And it is going to be a number 2. Seal the Hell Pit. Alright, so when we return, we are going to go straight into sealing the Hell Pit. So the board is set up for sealing the Hell Pit. While digging a new mine up in the hills, the crew uncover a seemingly bottomless pit. After several attempts to find the bottom, they concluded that it was best to just cover it up and move on. But the pit, it would seem, had other plans. Bursting through the boards, they tried to block it off with "The souls of the damned have erupted from below, and now pour freely into our world. This hell pit has to be sealed up for good. and fast. So basically, our guys come walking up as these miners are running out of the mine, and they say, well, we're stuck, there's nowhere else to go, let's just take care of this problem. So this is a fixed map layout. It's got 4 exits, which you can see here. Well, you can't fully see them here, here, down on either other end, and there's a chit with a number of 1, 2, 3, or 4 under it. The mission goal here is to seal the mine and to search the mine and find the location of the hell pit and seal it before the souls of the dam overrun the mine. There are 4 possible locations for the hell pit room, and these are marked on the map diagram with blue arrows. So those are the 4 places that I already put out. Now in this scenario, the hero posse marker moves by stages, so it starts at the top of the first stage, and then when told to do so, you go to the top of the next stage, and then on to the top of the third stage. I don't know when it tells me to do that. I guess we'll see that as we go along. Also, during the final fight, each time a hero takes 1 or more wounds from an enemy attack, the hero also takes a corruption hit. Now that's 1 corruption hit per attack, not per hit. So there are 4 objective doors on the board marked by the blue arrows, as we said, and after fully completing any of the encounters and attacks on the exploration token in a room with an objective door, you reveal the face-down number counter. If the number is 1, the heroes have found the objective room. Place the hell pit map, and then if it's any other number, you can roll on a d6, and on a 1, 2, or 3, the hero posse marker is moved to the next stage of the depth track. Once the hell pit has been found and attached to the board, the heroes have reached the objective room, and the final fight reveal all growing dread cards, and then they face an epic threat that has risen from the hell pit. The Souls of the Damned special rule is now in effect until all enemies have been defeated in the hell pit. Once the last enemy has been killed, the heroes use a special incantation to close and seal the hell pit for their good, completing the mission. I'm going to assume that they learned this incantation from their adventures trying to stop the Black Fang tribe. So they've left the Black Fang tribe, who have razed the land. They've come across this mine. Miners are running out, screaming about the hell pit. They know the incantation, so they're going to go in and try and seal it. If they seal it, they get 50 experience, and if they fail, the darkness emerges from the hell pit and wreaks havoc on the countryside. And then if they go to a frontier town before their next adventure, 2 random buildings will be destroyed. Well, that's better than no town at all. So, without further ado, we will get started. So the board is set up for sealing the hell pit. While digging a new mine up in the hills, the crew uncover a seemingly bottomless pit. After several attempts to find the bottom, they concluded that it was best to just cover it up and move on. But the pit, it would seem, had other plans. Bursting through the boards, they tried to block it off with "The souls of the damned have erupted from below, and now pour freely into our world. This hell pit has to be sealed up for good, and fast." So basically, our guys come walking up as these miners are running out of the mine, and they say, well, we're stuck, there's nowhere else to go, let's just take care of this problem. So this is a fixed map layout. It's got 4 exits, which you can see here. Well, you can't fully see them here, here, down on either other end, and there's a chit with a number of 1, 2, 3, or 4 under it. The mission goal here is to seal the mine and to search the mine and find the location of the hell pit and seal it before the souls of the dam overrun the mine. There are 4 possible locations for the hell pit room, and these are marked on the map diagram with blue arrows. So those are the 4 places that I already put out. Now in this scenario, the hero posse marker moves by stages, so it starts at the top of the first stage, and then when told to do so, you go to the top of the next stage, and then on to the top of the third stage. I don't know when it tells me to do that. I guess we'll see that as we go along. Also, during the final fight, each time a hero takes 1 or more wounds from an enemy attack, the hero also takes a corruption hit. Now that's 1 corruption hit per attack, not per hit. So there are 4 objective doors on the board marked by the blue arrows, as we said, and after fully completing any of the encounters and attacks on the exploration token in a room with an objective door, you reveal the face-down number counter. If the number is 1, the heroes have found the objective room. Place the Hell Pit map, and then if it's any other number, you can roll on a d6, and on a 1, 2, or 3, the hero posse marker is moved to the next stage of the death track. Once the Hell Pit has been found and attached to the board, the heroes have reached the objective room, and the final fight reveal all Growing Dread cards, and then they face an epic threat that has risen from the Hell Pit. The Souls of the Damned special rule is now in effect until all enemies have been defeated in the Hell Pit. Once the last enemy has been killed, the heroes use a special incantation to close and seal the Hell Pit for their good, completing the mission. I'm going to assume that they learned this incantation from their adventures trying to stop the Black Fang tribe. So they've left the Black Fang tribe, who have razed the land. They've come across this mine. Miners are running out, screaming about the Hell Pit. They know the incantation, so they're going to go in and try and seal it. If they seal it, they get 50 experience, and if they fail, the darkness emerges from the Hell Pit and wreaks havoc on the countryside. And then if they go to a frontier town before their next adventure, 2 random buildings will be destroyed. Well, that's better than no town at all. So, without further ado, we will get started. So the exploration tokens have been put out according to the rules. The doors are all set. The posse has run into the mines while all the workers have run out, and they are ready to move forward and see if they can seal this pit. So the first thing they need to do is attempt to hold back the darkness, and of course they do not. So first to go in initiative order is the Saloon Girl. She goes 2 plus her 1 extra. 1, 2, 3. The U.S. Marshal, he gets a grit and goes a long way, but actually he's going to go here but not look through. All their grit was reset at the end of the last adventure down to 1, but U.S. Marshal now has 2. And now it is time for the, let's let the lawman go. So he can go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I've learned my lesson, and I will try not to trap the Saloon Girl. Now the Bandito can go 5 with his extra 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she can at least sneak through on the next turn. Now there have been a lot of extra rules added. I will do my best to remember them all. Saloon Girl now has a pistol because of that upgrade. So she took the Bloodborne pistol from the Lawman, which has a range 7, 2 shots, and plus 1 damage for each blood spatter space on that they've passed up to a max of 3. That the hero posse has passed, not the darkness marker. But anyway, time to attempt to hold back the darkness once again. And once again they do not. Which takes us to a blood spatter space, speaking of. And I actually did not pull out the darkness card, so I will get that and I will be right back. So I've shuffled the darkness cards. One other thing I failed to mention was because the U.S. Marshal and the Saloon Girl went up to level 5, this is now a level 5 posse, and therefore they use the brutal side of all the enemy cards. They'll be harder, but probably easier to keep track of than having to do 2 abilities for each one. So anyway, laying in wait. The next attack automatically counts as an ambush attack, and all enemies are +1 combat during the first turn of the fight. Then discard this card, so it remains in play. So we'll put it right there because I will probably get attacked this next turn. So first up by initiative order is the Saloon Girl, and she can move 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. She is going to stop here. She is going to look through the door. We know there's an exploration token there. She gets 5 experience for that. And we'll do everybody else's move. So really, the U.S. Marshal, no grit. The Bandito, no grit. The Lawman, no grit. But he will move 1 forward. That's everything on this turn. Flip the exploration card. Of course, it's 2 encounters. The door doesn't matter, and the clue doesn't matter. So our 2 encounters, I'm going to reshuffle them again, just to make sure. I did not put any of the expansion encounters here. It is just the mine encounters that come with the Swamps of Death base game. So encounter number 1, Stirring in the Deep. In the dark shadows ahead, you see that the room opens off to one side in a large underground cavern filled with still and murky water. As you enter the room, ripples start lapping at the shoreline. Something is out there. You can feel it. Looking out into the black, you see a glimmer of reflected light shine back at you. Is that eyes in the dark? So it's a luck 5 test from one random hero, and if successful, you get 20 experience. You may use 1 grit to wait out and get it. So it was shimmering off of something gold, and you draw a loot card. If you fail, you get attacked. You also lose a grit, or you draw a growing dread card to add to the stack. So that's number 1. The second one is Gateway to Another World. A shimmering portal to another world fills the room with dancing light. This room has 1 extra door that is a gate. If all the exits already have doors, one of them randomly now becomes a gate. Then you roll a d6. On a roll of 1, 2, or 3, something emerges to attack. Alright, well it's a fixed map, so I'm just going to adapt to this, and basically we just roll a 1, 2, or 3 and we get attacked. So I think what we will do is, I think we will do the luck 5 first. So a random 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3 is the Saloon Girl, who has a luck of 4. So we will try this, and she passes it. So she gets 20 experience points. I think she's going to hang on because she's only got the 1 grit. So we will she'll take the 20 experience and be done. So that encounter is done. Now the room has 1 extra door, a 1, 2, or 3 on a d6, and we get attacked. We do not get attacked. Good deal. So that is this encounter. I'm going to get rid of that now. This card will transfer to wherever we go next. And it is time to try and hold back the darkness again. And a 10 we do. And they did go 1 room forward. So which way should they go? Let's start with the Saloon Girl. She rolls a 1, she gets a grit, but that means she can only go 2 spaces, and she takes a sanity damage because of the what is that thing called that she has? The parasite. The soul parasite. Oh, 2 sanity, not 1. So she takes 2 sanity, she can move 2 spaces, and let's see which way. We're going to go that, well, nope, we're going to go this way first. So 1, 2. Now the lawman, he has 4 plus movement now. 1, 2, 3, 4. But he's not going to look through. Let's go with the lawman next. So he gets 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now the bandito. He gets a total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Because she goes first, we got to give her room to get through. And do we scavenge? Let me think. Okay, I just readjusted the camera so you can actually see what's going on. And I do think that the bandito is going to scavenge. And he does get one, so we had 1, 6. And a third of these are usually good, a third are nothing, and a third are bad, and a hideous discovery, of course. Poking around in the shadows, you see something that chills you to the bone. You quickly return to the group, refusing to speak of what you found. Take 3 horror hits that do 2 sanity damage each. Alright. But it does get, I don't remember, does it get 10 or 20? 10 experience. Can he defend the horror hits? He defends 1. So that means he takes 2. So 4 sanity damage for him. I'll have to remember comforting presence. Alright, so that is that turn. Time to try and attempt to hold back the darkness. 8 we do. Saloon Girl gets to move. 5 total. 1, 2, 3. Does she go any more? Or does she look through the door right there? I think we're gonna play the corridors again. And she's just gonna stop right there. Now it'll be the marshal's turn. No grit, but he will look through the door instead of her, so he can have 5 experience. Lawman, no grit. Bandito can move his 1. I can't remember. He recovers a grit on a 1 or a 2, so he does get a grit. And now we flip the exploration token. Encounter times 2 again. So the first encounter, Ancient Ruins. The room is a makeshift dig site. An excavation has uncovered ancient ruins of a massive alien statue buried for millennia beneath the earth. Lore 6+, if successful get 40 experience. And that's everybody. Then, if at least 1 hero passed the test, you realize the greater ramifications of what you discovered. Immediately draw and play a Growing Dread card. Alright, and then the second encounter is, oops, Ominous Hole. Okay, well that's a large and forebodingly dark hole sits in the far wall of the room, beckoning you to shine your lantern inside. Choose to either look into the dark hole on a roll and a sue. So you can either get pulled in, you get attacked by hellbats, or draw an artifact. Or you can ignore the whole thing and move on. Everyone has to do a luck 4. If failed by any hero, then there's an ambush attack. Ooh. Alright, well let's start with the ancient ruins, and then we can deal with this hole right here. Alright, so everybody does a lore 6 test. So, let's start with the saloon girl, because she has a lore of 6. And she passes, she gets 40 experience. She only passed it with 1. And that means we're going to be stuck drawing a Growing Dread card. Next is the U.S. Marshal, only has a lore of 2. He doesn't get anything. The Lawman has a lore of 2. He doesn't get anything. And the Bandito has a lore of 3. And he gets 40 experience. Immediately draw and play a Growing Dread card. Oh, so we have to immediately play it now. Dread. You shudder to think of what lay before you. Move the darkness 1 step forward on the depth track. Alright, so that is the first encounter, and then the second one is, I think we're going to pick a hero to look in the hole. And I think it's going to be the Lawman, who has a strength of 5, just in case we get pulled in. Hopefully we don't get attacked by hellbats. So, here's his roll. 6. What's this? Draw an artifact. Alright. Artifact cards. He gets the Book of the Occult, +1 lore, and once per adventure prevent the darkness from moving forward on the depth track. That's a good one to know. Now his lore is 3. So that's those encounters down. Still haven't gotten hit with that yet. And time to try and hold back the darkness once again. An 8 they do. But they are now into another room. Okay, and there's something with the Bandito whenever they pass a Growing Dread or a Blood Spatter marker. So every time they go on to one of those spots, so on that Growing Dread spot, on a 3+, they can move the darkness marker back 1, so they can move that back 1. Okay. Now it's time for the saloon girl to move. She can move 3, 4 with her extra ability. Now the U.S. Marshal, he'll be able to go right beside her. He's going to look through the door. There's a continuous issue with these guys losing the darkness. Alright, so the Lawman, he can go a total of 6. 3, 4, 5. Now the Bandito can go a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it actually worked out okay. And an encounter. So not an attack again. Alright, so one more encounter. This time it is Flooded Passage. The passage is flooded with knee-deep murky water. All movement on this map tile costs an extra 1 move per space. But this map tile may be scavenged up to 3 times. Also, when first drawn, roll a d6 for a random character. Okay, so we roll a d6, so a 1, so pulled under, a random character has to do a strength 5 test. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he does a strength test. His strength, he has a strength of 5, so he's doing a strength 5 test, and he fails, which means he'll have to take 2d6 wounds ignoring defense. So we are just going to do that. He takes 5 wounds, ignoring defense, and he has no armor. And that is the end of the turn. Comforting Presence. Marshal doesn't have anything. The Bandito will heal a sanity, and the Lawman will heal one of those wounds. And it is time to attempt to hold back the darkness once again, though let me see, I don't know if you have to get to the door or if it is just when you get in the room, if you see whether this is the final one or not. There are 4 objective doors on the board marked by these encounter tiles, or the number tiles. After fully completing any encounters or attacks on the expiration token in a room with it, reveal the number, and if it's a 1, they have found it. If it is any other number, it is blocked with an end cap, and you roll on a d6. On a 1, 2, or 3, the hero passe marker is moved to the next level. Oh, I forgot the whole rule that about you don't even move this. It just hangs out over here. So actually I have to move this back because... oh, that's too many. There we go. Alright, so let's flip it over. That's a 4. That is not what we need. So now let's roll to see what happens. 3. On a roll of 1, 2, or 3, the hero posse marker is moved to the next stage. So now it comes all the way to here. But that is a space there, so we can roll. And we do move the posse marker back, or the darkness back 1. And let's get at door. This is a dead end now. So now we need 8s for to prevent the darkness. So let's attempt to hold back the darkness. 7, we do not. And now, oh man, now I'm blocked in with the saloon girl. She's going to get stuck behind. But, alright, so we're going to do the Bandito first. He gets a grit. And he can move a total of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll do the Lawman. He can move 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll do the Marshal. He can move a total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the Saloon Girl, we rolled for her move. She's initiative, so she had to go first. So she did not get a grit. Alright, and that's another turn down. Let me reset the camera and I'll be right back. It is now time to try and hold back the darkness. And we do not. And that takes us to another blood spatter, which is another darkness. Dark Omen. The darkness grows ever closer. The darkness immediately moves 1 step forward on the depth track, and each hero gains 20 experience and may recover a grit. I think I'm going to use this Book of the Occult to block that. I'm just worried about losing to the darkness again. Alright, so now the Saloon Girl gets to move. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It does connect here. Alright, now the U.S. Marshal. 4. He's just going to go 1, and he's going to look through the door. Oh no, this is a corridor. So 2, 3, 4. He's not looking through the door yet, though. Now the Bandito. He gets another grit. I think that he is at his max grit. And he can move a whopping 2. Now the Lawman goes. And he gets a grit. And he can move a whopping 2. 1, 2. Alright, that was the end of another turn. These have not been super eventful. Alright, Hold back the darkness. 8 we do. Saloon Girl can move. 6, 7. She's going to go through here and she's going to look through the door. The U.S. Marshal does not get a grit. The Bandito is going to move 3 and he gets, oh, he's at his max grit, so doesn't get anything. And then the Lawman, he's going to move right up here. Another encounter. Okay. Mind worms. The wriggling feeling on your neck burns as the worms burrow into your skin and into your mind. When drawn, everyone does an agility 6. If successful, gain 20 experience. If failed, your mind is assaulted by the maddening worms and make a cunning 4 for each die roll that does not roll a 4 plus. Take 2 sanity damage, ignoring willpower. And this area is infested. Any hero ending their move on the map tile must encounter the mind worms again. Oh, that's terrible if this ends up being the please don't be the room. Alright, so an agility 6. So the Saloon Girl has an agility of 4. Oh, she fails. So for each die that does, so make a cunning 4 test. Her cunning is 3. So she fails 2 of them. So she's going to take 4 sanity damage. Okay, now the Marshal has an agility of 5. And he passes, so he gets 20 experience. Lawman has an agility of 2, and he fails. And he has a cunning of 4. Oh, yeah, this sucks. Oh, well, he takes 1, so he takes 2 sanity. And then now the Bandito. He has an agility of 2, and he passes, of course. So that encounter is done. We'll flip this. 2, good. Alright, so Comforting Presence. The Lawman will heal a wound. Bandito will heal a sanity. And now it is time to hold back the darkness. Uh-oh. I don't know. Don't remember what a double 2 is. Dark Dread. Things are looking more and more bleak by the moment. Draw a Growing Dread card and add it to the stack. Alright, so now time to move. Saloon Girl. 3. Oh, she does not get off the tile. 1, 2, 3. So she ends her turn on this tile. She's got to do the mind worm thing again. So her agility is 4. And she passes. So she gets 20 experience. Now the Lawman moves. 6, and he can go, that means he can actually go 10, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he can't look through the door yet, so I mean, even if he looks through the door, he's stuck. So he's got a cunning of, no, he's got an agility of 5. And he passes, so he gets 20 experience. Alright, now the Bandito can go 7. Oh, and he got a grit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now his agility is only 2, and he passes, so he gets 20 experience. And the lawman. He's not at his max grit, so at least he gets a grit. And he can move 2. 1, 2. And his agility is 2, and he fails, of course. And he has the cunning of 4, so he's going to end up taking a bunch of damage. Oh, he takes 2 more sanity damage. However, I forgot about his tail with a face, so every time he takes sanity damage, he would take 1 extra, so he's actually taken 2 more sanity. Alright, so that's the end of the turn. Time to hold back the darkness. An 11 we do. Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have had him look through the door so they could go through it, but okay, anyway, Saloon Girl. She gets a grit, but she takes 2 sanity. And that's actually her max grit of 3 now. So 1, 2. Lawman's going to look through the door. Doesn't get a grit. I'll just do all of their worms. They're all stuck in the room, so I'll do their worms at the end of it. Lawman will move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can't go any farther. And the Bandito. He's at his max grit. But he's just going to move here. And the extra roll wouldn't help him. So, alright, so now we'll do their mind worms, and then we will flip the exploration token. So, agility 4. She's going to use one of her grit to re-roll this. And she passes. Now we'll do the lawman next with his agility of 2. He's going to use a grit and see if he can. He still doesn't pass. So now his cunning of 4. Oof, he takes 4 or 5 more sanity. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1 more sanity and he goes down. Oh, but he will get his the comforting presence this turn. And the Bandito still has a whiskey he can loan him. So, alright. Now the Bandito, he has an agility of 2. And he passes again. And the lawman the marshal has an agility of 5. And he passes again. So it is just the lawman who these worms don't seem to like. Okay, so comforting presence, heal a sanity. He can heal a sanity. And now we flip. Another encounter. Okay. Not an attack. The Darkstone Deposit. Shards of darkstone protrude from the walls here, giving the room a faint purple glow. Everybody has a strength 5. A successful gain a dark stone for every 5+ rolled, and then roll on a d6 to see if we get attacked. So, alright, strength 5. We'll start with the Saloon Girl, who has a strength of 2. And she gets another darkstone. Just what this crew needed. Alright, the Marshal has a strength of 5. Right? No, strength of 3. Oops, let me re-roll that. He doesn't get anything. It's the lawman who has a strength of 5. Ooh, he gets 4 dark stone. And then the bandito who has a strength of 4 also gets 4 dark stone. And then on a roll of a 1, 2, or 3, we get attacked. They do not get attacked. That's good because I did not want to play with the mine thingies again. Alright, that's another encounter down. Now it's time to try and hold back the darkness. We do not. Let me reset the camera. So we are going to... Oh, the saloon girl is stuck again. Oh, that means she's going to mind flay thing again. Mind worm. Alright, so the U.S. Marshal. Ooh, 1. He gets a grit. Is he at his max grit? No, because he used a grit. He is now at his max grit. And he can move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite enough to get there. Now we'll do the lawman. Let's get him out of here. He gets a 6, so that's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get the bandito. He moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we are stuck, and the saloon girl will have to do the mind worms one more time. So it is her agility, a 6+ agility test. She fails. She's going to use a grit again. And she passes. And I didn't move her. She doesn't get a grit. But she doesn't get a bunch of sanity. And now time to hold back the darkness. One more time. 7 does not. And that puts it on a growing dread card. Oh, and I forgot to roll the 1, 2, or 3 here. So when we passed that, when that was not a door, hold on. Oh, so they do jump. So now it's a 9+ all the time. And we're adding a growing dread card to the stack. So, okay. Time to hold back the darkness. We do. Saloon girl gets to move. Well, she takes 2 sanity. She gets grit back. And she gets to move out of that. 1, 2. Alright, now the marshal. He's going to look through the door. So we can find out what is up. Lawman moves 3. He's going to move right beside him. Bandito moves 2. He gets a grit, and he is at his max grit, so that doesn't matter. But he's going to move up 1. And now the exploration. 2 encounters. So the first encounter, Darkstone Deposit. No wait, that's the one we just did. I must have put it to the front instead of the back. Alright, first one, Mangled Remains. A broken and twisted mess that looks like it may have once been human rests here. The sight is not pretty, and the smell is worse. If there's someone you're looking for, we're not. Otherwise, each hero may take a Spirit 6 test, and if successful, recover a grit. If failed, take D6 horror hits. And the other encounter, A Crack in Space. This is another Remains in Play. Shimmering and shining across the room, a crack has torn in the fabric of space and time. Through it you gaze into infinity. A Spirit 6 test. If you fail, take D8 sanity damage ignoring willpower. Any hero ending their move on this map tile must encounter a crack in space again. Oh no. Let's do Mangled Remains first. So everybody takes a Spirit 6 test. So we will start with the Bandito, whose Spirit is 3. So he gets one. So he can recover a grit, but it doesn't matter because he's at his max grit. Let's do the Saloon Girl. Her Spirit is also 3. Oh, she fails. So she takes D6 horror hits. Ooh, she takes 5 horror hits, but doesn't ignore willpower. So she takes 3 horror hits. Or 3 sanity damage, I mean. And now the Marshal is a Spirit of 2. He fails. He takes 5 as well. He takes 3. And then last but not least is the Lawman, who has a Spirit of 1. He fails. He takes 2. He's going to use a grit to re-roll that. And he saves them both. Which is good, because I forgot to give him that whiskey last time from the Bandito. And now we do a Crack in Space, which is a Spirit test as well. Okay. Saloon Girl will do her D6 Spirit test. I mean a Spirit 6+, sorry. She fails, so she's going to use a grit to re-roll. She still fails, so she takes a D8 sanity damage. Oh, and this ignores willpower. 8. Crap. That takes her to 21, so she is also, no, 20. So she is now only 3 away from being knocked out. And I have a feeling that the Lawman is going to get whacked. Alright, the Bandito, he has a Spirit of 3. He passes. So he gets 20 experience and he recovers the grit that he can't recover. And now, well, we might as well do, well, let's do the Marshal. His Spirit is 2. He'll use a grit, and he passes and gets 20 experience. And now we'll see if the Lawman gets knocked out. Oh, well, he might as well use a grit and try again. Nope. And he gets hit again. And we will see how many. He takes 4, so he is KO'd. And now it is not this one, and you can't go any farther. So, alright, it is not this one. He is KO'd. And now it is the next turn. So we will, of course, revive him this next turn. So he is getting revived. He gets to heal 2d6. Please be good. You know, he's going to use a grit to re-roll this 2. 4, so he can recover 8. And he's going to take it all in sanity. But he's got to do a madness now. 2d6 for what is the madness the lawman has? 5. It's coming for you. Whenever the hold back the darkness roll is failed, you take d3 sanity damage, ignoring willpower. Oh, great. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, this is going to be tough. I think he's just going to continue to die and get more madness. But, okay. So, first thing to do is to try and hold back the darkness. And we do not, so he takes 3 more willpower, sanity, which actually means he takes 4 sanity, because does he take, oh, it's D3 sanity, hold on. So he takes 3 total. Because whenever he takes sanity damage, he gets an extra. And now, to move. We're going to hit every encounter on here. Well, okay. Alright. Saloon Girl moves. 3. Let's let the Marshal move. 3. That gives him 7. 2, 3, 4. Alright, the Bandito can move 6. And now the U.S. Marshal. I mean, not the Marshal, the Lawman. Oh, he can move up here. He's going to move right next to her. Comforting Presence will heal a sanity. He's going to have to be next to her every single turn now. And that's the end of this turn. So, hold back the darkness. Double 6s. Good. So double 6s. The place is horrible and unforgiving, but you are not about to give up without a fight. Each hero may immediately heal d6 wounds or sanity, any mix, or recover a grit. KO heroes may immediately recover, rolling for their injury, madness, and deal with it. Okay, well, they're not KO'd at this point. So, d6 each. So let's start with Saloon, well, what is the Saloon Girl? Yeah, Saloon Girl. Oh, she only gets 2. So she's going to heal 2 sanity. Now the Lawman, he heals 2 sanity as well. We'll let the Bandito, 4. Well, that takes him up to full health and sanity. And the U.S. Marshal, 6. Actually, what am I doing? Oh no, yeah, he does. Oh, sorry. That takes him up to full health and sanity. And now they can move. Saloon Girl moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Marshal, he moves 5 up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he is not, yeah, he's not going to look through the, you know what, he is going to look through the door. This is probably a dangerous thing to do. Alright, now the Bandito moves 4. And the Lawman can, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to go right there. Exploration token is, of course, an attack. Now we get an attack. So we draw a medium attack card. And we have a P dice of Coffin Breakers. 4 Coffin Breakers. But let me get them set up, and I will be right back.